I'm Logan Crawford, and right now on Spotlight, we're diving into a powerful narrative. It is a book called Psalm 23 and Me, a story of faith and recovery. It's written by a wonderful author. His name is Warren Henderson, and he shares his remarkable journey through heart surgery and his path to recovery, highlighting the profound role of spirituality in his healing. Today, we're going to discover how trust in God and the unwavering support of his loved ones helped propel him through adversity, offering a poignant exploration of love, gratitude, and resilience. We're delighted to have this very talented author join us here today on Spotlight. We thank our team at Atticus Publishing for helping us put him in the spotlight today. And we ask viewers like you to support writers like him by subscribing to our channel and by purchasing his wonderful book. The links are below this interview. Warren, great to see you here today on Spotlight.
Thank you, Logan. It's so great to be here as well.
The 23rd Psalm is of such great comfort to so many people during their darkest hours. The Lord is my shepherd, there is nothing I shall want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures, I believe it is, if I'm not misquoting. Tell me its significance to you, that the passage, the 23rd Psalm.
Well, it's really interesting, and just a little bit of humor in it is that I have a T-shirt that somebody gave me years ago when I was teaching another class, and it's a picture of a knight, like an old knight kind of thing, where he is. It says on there, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I shall fear no evil. And then down at the bottom, it says, because I am the meanest son of a gun in the valley. And
Exactly.
when I got out of the hospital and decided to write this book, and I saw that picture, I said, that's what I'm going to do the book on. So.
Yeah. Exactly. Heart surgery is kind of a life-changing event in that, when you're going under it, it's so profound. You're not sure if you're going to survive. You're not sure how you're going to be afterwards. You're not going to be sure what the recovery is like.
Exactly.
I mean, that is your heart. So obviously it had a great impact on you as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And actually, the reason I put the book together is because I spent quite a few years. Actually, I was supposed to have the surgery almost 3 years before I had it, but then COVID hit and they weren't allowed to do it. So I went through a lot of the thought processes and fears more than somebody else who would have said, okay, next month you're doing the surgery and up you go. So I spent a lot of time thinking about that and really developed a sense that I understand what someone else might be going through and fears on this. Being an engineer, I tend to look at this stuff as almost as a science experiment. So, but I wanted to put together something that would help someone who's having fears make their way through it, and not only them, but their family, their caregivers, and so on like that. So
yeah. What does help a person through it? What helped you through it when you had to have your surgery?
Well, I tell you, I wasn't quite as prepared as I would like to have thought, but I actually had a stroke almost 10 years earlier. And as a result of that, I spent a lot of time in prayer. I've been involved with my church doing prison ministry work and things like that. So my fears were not so much a fear of, gosh, what's going to go beyond this, as much as it was, how am I going to survive this? And how's my family going to survive it? So,
yeah, faith was central to your recovery, correct?
absolutely.
Tell us about that. Was it prayer? Was it meeting with your pastor? Tell us a little bit about how faith manifested itself.
I've been involved in prison ministry work and in other ministry works at the church that I belonged to at the time down in San Diego, and the pastor there has been a close friend, more than just a faith minister for me, and that helped me get through it because I have a relationship, I feel, with my God anyway, but to have someone physically there, someone who came to visit me in the hospital, there was no way to put into words other than what I've tried to do in the book there, exactly how good that made me feel and how that pulled me through some of these tough times.
Yeah, yeah. I actually had cardiac ablation in 2020, in December of 2020 for AFib, for atrial fibrillation.
Oh,
And it was one, frightening to be in the hospital at that time because COVID was rampant. And
exactly.
the joy of hearing, somebody's footsteps coming in to see you and visit you and spend time with you is so profound at that moment because, you need comforting, that's for sure.
Exactly.
Yeah. You found comfort in the 23rd Psalm, as we said in the beginning, beyond the t-shirt. Tell us a little bit about how that impacted you.
Well, I'm being a cradle Catholic, and having gone through Catholic elementary school and high school. This has always been a thought on my part, is the comfort of my God and the things that I have gone through, between heart attacks and strokes and other activities like this. So I've always felt very comfortable with it. And like I said, with my pastor and one of the other priests at the church being close friends and coming to visit me, that always helped me feel well as well.
Yeah. A cradle Catholic, I've never heard that before. I also went from grammar school all the way through college, so I'm also a cradle Catholic. So that's very, very interesting. I'll have to steal that from you. It's a good one. Um, Many people struggle with asking for help. What's your advice to someone who's going through a health crisis and needs to lean on others for support?
Well, actually, everybody needs to have somebody, especially if you're going to go through something this serious,
Hmm.
somebody around you, whether it's family or friends, someone from church, someone from your community. That is the kind of thing that makes us a society, that makes us a group of people that help each other out. And if you can find yourself someone that's a good friend, that you can talk with, whether they're officially a caregiver, a spouse or partner, or again, someone from your church, you've got somebody there that will talk you through the fears and and when I say the fears too, there's the fear of, gee, I might die in this
Hmm.
surgery, as they told me I did.
Yeah.
But there's also the fear of, when I'm through with this, what will life be like? Will I have to limit myself in my activities, limit myself in the people I can deal with? What will I have to deal with there? So if you've got friends and people around you that can walk you through this, that makes life a whole lot easier.
Absolutely. You speak in your book about the importance of gratitude. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, that's actually, it's kind of interesting. I am part of a team of authors that publish. I guess we've been doing it for 5 years now, publishing a book called 365 Days of Gratitude
Hmm.
every December for the following year. So every time you turn a page, you've got something to be grateful for. And I think that helped me get through this as well, because if you can see that there's always something to be grateful for, even if it's not specifically in your life, you're seeing that somebody else is finding gratitude in this. You can feel good about them. I mean, how many times have we all looked at somebody and said, gosh, I feel like I want to cry because I'm so happy for them.
Hmm.
When you do that and you can bring it into your own life, that gets you through not only the physical pain and the emotional potential for loss, but it brings up the positive vibrations, the positive vibes that you have for feeling things in life.
Absolutely. Great advice indeed. There's a lot more great advice contained within the pages of this book. It is called Psalm 23 and Me. It's a story of faith and recovery. It's written by Warren Henderson. It's a remarkable journey, his own story, a journey through heart surgery and his path to recovery. And it highlights the important roles of spirituality in his healing. Warren, thank you so much for joining us here today on Spotlight.
Thank you, Logan, for having me here. I appreciate it.
I appreciate your time. To the folks at home, I'm Logan Crawford, thanking you for your time this time. Until next time on Spotlight.